What's up, guys? Today is new bike day, and today I'm going to be showing you my Talaria XXX. You got a IPM motor here, same as the Talaria Sting R. Mated to a 40 amp hour battery, 60 volts. This bike is rated at 6.5 kilowatts with a top speed roughly of 15 miles an hour. I've only driven it a little bit, so we're gonna get it out and I'll give you some of my initial impressions of this bike. We're riding up here in Vermont today. We're just gonna take it on some of these back roads. One thing I love about electric bikes is you can listen for other vehicles. You don't have a motor rumbling to distract you before you pull out into traffic. Lifted the tire straight up. Oh man, this thing's a ripper. We are on sport mode, and we have removed the brown wire. If you know, you know. We'll cut the brown wire. This bike does come with street tires on it, not dirt tires, so I'm gonna be a little careful. I'm used to electric pedal bikes, not something like this. First impressions, it's so snappy. Listen to the throttle response. Don't get that from any e-bikes. I put this mirror on so I can see what's behind me, keep myself a little bit safer. People complain that this thing doesn't have the full suspension of the Sting R, but I don't really see an issue with that. I think that having ridden a lot of hardtail bikes before, if you're not used to having rear suspension, you definitely have it. And if it gets rough, you can kind of just hover over the bike and use your legs as some extra suspension. The riding position is pretty comfortable, but you are definitely kind of leaned forwards with your weight up on these bars. Alright, I got a hill here, and we'll see the hill climbing potential of this bike. No problem whatsoever, so much power. Remember that the rear brake is on the left side, not the right side like most e-bikes. Let's go this way. I haven't gone this way yet. Oh, actually that turns to some pretty rough dirt road. I think we're just gonna spin it around here. I'm gonna go the track that I've ridden before. do need to adjust this, but you do get headlight adjustments right down here, and it's got a little horn. It's pretty loud. A car would hear you, but it's not super loud. That power's addicting, man. The brakes feel good. They have a lot of travel without engaging, but once they start engaging, they stop pretty quick. Which is good. You need that when you have a bike this powerful. We're just going to take a nice leisurely stroll. This bike has plenty of power to do stuff like wheelies, but I'm not into that kind of riding. I just kind of like cruising around on two wheels, and I want something a little bit more powerful, you know? This bike is a screaming deal. I ordered mine from Moto. This isn't a sponsored video or anything. I bought this with my own money. It was $31.50. And that's just insane when you think about it. I spent $2,000 on the E-Cells 5-star, and that's a 1,500 watt bike. This is a 6,500 watt bike for an extra, you know, $1,000. I mean, plus shipping, and realistically the cost was about $3,400 with shipping. And I'm not gonna lie, these road tires feel pretty good on this hard packed surface. This isn't loose gravel. I think that it would struggle if you were trying to take this thing through sand. And I'm also not pushing the bike right now. I just bumped it down to Eco as we ride through here. Again, I don't have a whole lot of time on this bike, so I'm trying to take it careful. I don't really want to dump this thing and hurt myself. I love the throttle response though. It's so savage. This is a pretty loud bike. You would think for an electric vehicle that it would be quieter, but it definitely has a sound to it. I know a lot of people modify their Talarias and Surons to go faster, but this feels like plenty of power for me. I mean, I might eat my words later on. Eventually I might upgrade it, but for now, stock power seems great. I do have new tires I want to put on this. I bought some Shinko 241s, which is a little bit more of like a mixed use kind of tire. It's got big knobby things, but plenty of tread pattern for street riding. And I'm almost thinking that I'll get a second set of wheels for this vehicle. I think that I might still like these Supermotos for street riding. And if I was more confident, I'd be bombing down this thing, but I come from an e-bike background, not an e-moto background, so I'm just taking it easy. I'm sure my confidence will grow as I ride this more, but I've only ridden it a little bit so far. God, this bike has regenerative braking, so I just tried turning that up to see if that feels any different. Don't hear anything? Let's get it. Regenerative braking is crazy. I really like this bike, guys. I never thought I would be into, like, you know, moped-style bikes or e-dirt bikes or whatever, things that don't pedals or useless pedals, but I almost bought a Moto V3, and that was gonna be $2,500. I was gonna get, that comes with I think a 20 or 25 amp hour battery stock on that. I was gonna get the dual battery, which is an extra $600, bringing it to $3,100. And I was about to pull the trigger on that. Then I was just browsing online. I happened to stumble upon this bike, which was on sale for $3,150, and I'm like, huh, do I want a cafe cruiser looking bike that has 2 kilowatts of power going to the rear wheel, or do I want to spend just a touch more and get 6.5 kilowatts to the rear wheel, plus double the battery? Well, not double the battery. Obviously, if you include the second battery, they're super comparable in price, but I don't think the Moto Goat has the same kind of throttle response this bike does. I hope my audio, oh my god, the regenerative braking is crazy. If you're coming down a hill like this on level 3, like, look, it's slowing me down to like 20, 16 without problem. We're on 3 of 4. I think 4 might be too much. I think 3 is pretty good though. Ooh. Yeah, I can see where on stuff like this, if this is mostly what you're going to ride on, I think the Sting R might be a better choice for you. I've never ridden one. feels like enough. This is also a smaller bike. I like how you can squeeze the body with your legs. We're an Eco, turn back to the sport. Now we're on a little bit smoother terrain. This bike is fantastic value. I feel like I'm fucking driving a TIE fighter. One of my buddies picked up one of the E-Ride Pro SS's, so one of these days I'll link up with him and we'll go for a ride. Nothing like exploring a new place, you know? No idea what you're gonna find. This place is so freaking pretty. I will say this is a pretty small bike. If you're a heavier rider, I don't think the seat will be the most comfortable for you. But that being said, if you sit right in the middle, I was kind of farther back a little while ago. If you sit a little bit farther up, there's a lot of cushion in this. It does not feel bad. But I'm also about 140 pounds, 5'7". So I'm not a particularly big rider. This is definitely set up for a smaller person. If you're a bigger rider, I probably wouldn't recommend this bike. It feels so good. I'm not too sure about the legality of this bike here in Vermont, so I'm just gonna try and stick to some of these more backroads areas. Check that out. It's beautiful here. Alright, we're just gonna spin this around. Head back the way we came. This is just a shakedown lap to show you guys the new bike and what it's capable and what it's like. Hey, look at this. It just lifted the front wheel off the ground on throttle alone. I will say the stock riding position, I feel a lot of weight on my palms and forearms. I think that I'm probably going to install some high-rise handlebars later on, because these are not the most comfortable. But then again, this bike you're kind of supposed to be leaning forward. This is a pretty active bike to ride. You're not going to be sitting back like a cruiser. Click it back over to Eco. Man, right in the middle of the throttle, if you're in sport, look at this. So like pull, if I want to maintain right around here, like it's like on off. I can't just like hold it steady. It just kind of clicks on and off. So if you're riding at the middle speeds, I recommend just clicking it over to Eco, and then you can kind of just pin it, keep it around 30. so much. This thing's so fun. Especially if you're street riding, this back suspension feels great. Same with these stock tires, they're so smooth. I'm used to knobby fat tires. You hear that though? Oh my god, I love this bike, man. I can't get off of this thing. And that regen braking coming down the hill is so good. What the heck? I wish that hub motor e-bikes had regenerative braking like this thing does. Oh, we're gonna get stuck behind a car, I think. You can keep up with traffic, no problem, especially on side roads. I've burnt about 25% of the battery so far. I feel like a lot of people give you weird looks when you're riding this because they're expecting to hear motorcycle sounds coming out, but it barely makes any sounds at all. We're gonna skate on by. I'm gonna pop it down to Eco just because not that I've had any traction issues with these tires yet, but I just don't trust them yet, you know? Gotta get more time on it on the dirt for me to trust them. Washboard really sucks. Definitely feel it on this bike. I said I'd keep an eco, but I can't. It's too much fun. Feels like the faster you're going, the more it eats up bumps. I haven't played with the suspension settings at all so far, so that's something I should probably do. See if I can make this a little bit better. Right now, it's just excellent. It's a great stock experience. And then the regen braking down the hills makes it super nice. How strong that is. And then it's got the power to leave once you get through the turns. It's so good. So good. How is this bike $3,000? $3,200 roughly. How do they fit all this? It's got D&M shocks in the front, D&M shocks in the back. It's just a basic pivot point. It's not a multi-link like the big boy bikes, but this thing also weighs like 20 pounds less than the Sting R. And I love lightness on bikes. That being said, this is the heaviest bike I own. Significantly heavier than both the E-Cell 5-star or the Juice Strip Racer. I won't go down this way. We were just up that hill in the beginning of the video, but we're going to check out over here. What is this? What do you think, guys? Should we go back up that hill? We're not getting full power. The throttle tuning and the power on this bike is perfect in my opinion. I gotta get those Shinkos on this thing. E-Cel's pretty good. There we have it, guys. The Talaria XXX, the red edition. I am super happy with this bike. Plenty of power, plenty of speed. Look at this red paint job. Like, oh my god. Looks so good. It's so glossy. Anyways, if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe, like it. Tell me what you think I should do with this down in the comments. Should I upgrade it? Should I leave it stock? I might leave it stock. It's pretty great in this form. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Bye now.